Hello, hello. Back at it again. Last week, last week was like crazy. And now this week, similar run. And now all of a sudden it's like we've fallen off a cliff and we need to get back on. So this is sick. So yeah, I'm not even kidding you guys. Haven't won a single bet in 2 days. Like 0 for 5 with one push. I'm just straight up not having a good time, dude. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. And now we're, trying to get our get back. So that's what we're gonna do tonight, right? Right? Before the weekend? Absolutely. And the crowd goes mild. Let me see. I had a couple of plays. I'm gonna try to hurry it up a little bit tonight because we got a little bit of things to go to. 9 total bets on today. I have one currently going. Phillies money line. They're currently down, so it looks like we're going to be 0-6 unless we have a miracle. But we're having a solid week. We're having a really, 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 really great month, a great start to the MLB season. So without further ado, first play of the day. Let me go. Yeah, we're taking props again. That's how desperate we are. All right. That is indeed how desperate we are. Whoa. Sorry. What's up, son? Where are we at? Mr. Pablo. I'm honestly just kind of scrolling through because I didn't get to scroll through and see what else they recommended. So this is kind of interesting to me. But now since I can't find him, we're going to have to. Mr. Pablo. Oh. Wait a minute. I'm pulling up my phone trying to see if the same thing. Hold on. Everybody, I need like thoughts on the draft. I know it's like an MLB episode, but like, dude, there's a lot of conversations. We have a lot of conversations. Anyways, if you can't tell by now, Pablo Lopez is one of the bets that I have. I have his under. Let me see. Is this game postponed? Why is this not working? It might not be working. That's not postponed, is it? Must have it just happened? Yeah, no. Okay, hold on. I'm tripping. Whatever. We'll never know. We'll never know if we have. So while I'm pulling up my notes for this play, though, draft things, right? Obviously, top of like the headlines for this week or this year draft, I should say, whatever, or just any round one in general. What in the world has happened to the Sanders family? And the Cubs just scored again. All right, I'm turning my phone off, dude. This is stupid. But yeah, Shador headline, obviously. I think it's hilarious, honestly, because of like the amount of hype. Like everybody knows my thoughts. I'm Division I hater on the dude, on the entire family, except for Dion, because I like Dion. Dion was a goat. But his kids, they suck at the game of football. Like genuinely, they suck. And I think it's just funny that this dude wears New York Giants cleats in the Alamo Bowl, gets beat by BYU, not just beat, like absolutely slaughtered. And then next thing you know, you have like freaking like Jackson Dart taking his place in New York now. Now it's like, okay. Which there was a lot of discussion that came up because then he was like projected number 3, and then he was like projected to go 11, and then all of a sudden we're like, okay, now we're in the 20s. Like, what's going on here? And then next thing you know, Dart's odds just like shoot up. I didn't bet on the draft. I hate betting on the draft. I think it's kind of one of the dumbest things ever, but it's fun. But I didn't do it. But honestly, Dart, dude, favorite quarterback in the class. That's my hot take. And if you want an early rookie of the year pick, because I did this for the last 2 years, I called Justin Herbert rookie of the year the moment that he put on Chargers jersey. Rookie of the year. Jackson Dart's the rookie of the year. He's gonna play. He's gonna stay. I'm believing it. I'm gonna give it. I'm not even lying. I'm gonna give it like a couple of weeks. But genuinely speaking, like, what is Cam Ward going to do with like a 50-year-old Tyler Lockett out here? You have to be carried by Spears and Pollard using these stupid checkdowns, and he's going to do his nonchalant throw, which is standing up straight and then throw the ball. I love Cam Ward. Cam Ward's electric, dude. He was amazing. But I don't like his weapons in Tennessee as much as I like the Giants because, dude, Dart and Malik are going to be so fun. It's going to be so fun. I tried it. Okay, actually, let me preface this before I say it. I've came out and said that I'm a Cowboys fan, but after this week, not a chance. So, is there a transfer portal for like fan bases? Because if so, I'm in. Because I'm in. I'm 1,000% in. And my top 3 right now. And I'm probably just going to be a Bengals fan, honestly. I'm seriously, I'm giving up on that franchise, dude. It's so sad. The moment that I seen the G symbol that like we're taking a guard, I literally like walked away from my living room. I didn't even care who it was. I just saw the letter G next to his name and I walked away. It's blasphemy at this point. It's literal blasphemy. I can't stand it. It's a terrible pick. Really good player, phenomenal player. Booker, amazing. I like him a lot, but not at 12. Not at 12. Absolutely not that early. Hopefully somebody agrees with that. And I'm not just like talking to myself here, but I'm not a fan of it. So now that I got that off my chest here. Pablo Lopez. Square one. First start off of IL, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty high line, 6.5. And honestly, I have Lopez probably projected here. Coming off of IL, statistically, pitchers in general coming off of IL don't necessarily get the heftiest starts. And quite frankly, the Angels have actually been hitting like the 2016 Astros or 17, 18. What year was that? They were like the best offense. I think it was 2019, actually. I don't know. Either way, Angels are stealing signs because there's no way that they're just terrible. And then they come out of nowhere and we got Ohapi and Prime Trout is back apparently and doesn't just miss a ball. However, he strikes out a lot, which is terrible. But at the same time, they're raking right now and it's kind of insane. I'm enjoying it because they deserve it. They really do. But since he's projected such low pitches for me, like in the low 80s, I had in one of my other, I had Lopez projected right at 6, right under 6, like 5 point whatever. But yeah, given how the Angels are hitting right now, coming off of IL, not to mention bullpen, I like the under. It's a little bit juicy. Tad bit. I have minus 120 on Bet365. I played it to win a unit, but I like it. And I think now, if you wanted that, let me double check. It's down to minus 138, I believe is the best, which is on DraftKings, looks like. So yeah, that's on DraftKings, minus 138 for under 6.5 strikeouts for Pablo Lopez. That is play number 1 since Red Sox guards and Tigers Orioles decided to get canceled because they seen a little speck of water. I don't even know what it looks like raining down there, honestly. I had money lines for Tigers first 5 in full game and then Red Sox. I think I had the over. I think it's what I went with. I'm not sure. I kind of forget because it didn't void already, but like it's still open. Let me check. What did I have? Because the thing, once it like removes from my action, that's what happens. Yeah, I had over 8.5, but yeah, it is what it is. Secondly, let's see. We have our first full game, first 5. Let's see what we got. And it is Astros full game and Astros first 5 over Kansas City on the road against Lugo. Lugo's a stud, man. Got to be careful with these guys. Well, honestly, over K's, good luck for Lugo as well. But we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the Astros. So, historically, so far this season, Astros have honestly done somewhat better than what we thought. And right now they're on a heater, 3 straight. Obviously, Kansas City's won 4 straight. It's, I don't know. Royals, in my opinion, they need perfection in just about every game, it feels like. Astros, in my opinion, they do not. Houston, obviously, their lineup right now is crushing right-handed pitchers. 770 OPS, that's 7th in the league, and then 78% of their runs are off of righties. Okay, that's big one. Royals bullpen in that matter, 4.08 ERA, 18th across the league in terms of bullpen. And so they're very vulnerable. Astros bullpen, on the other hand, 2.86. That's 2nd bullpen ERA. I think the Reds are still in 1st, which is hilarious to me. 10.3 K rate. Crazy, right? That's muy bueno for Astros. And obviously, if you add an experience and longevity edge because you have a lot of veterans in this Astros lineup and this bullpen in this rotation, et cetera, et cetera. And obviously, Houston, right now, they're built and they're absolutely slaying in these low-scoring games. Like, they're winning just about almost every one of them. And Astros rotation period as a whole, 3.67 ERA. That's 6th in the league. Royals lineup versus right-handed pitching, 6.84 OPS. That's 27th. So opposite of muy bueno, no bueno. A lot of the problems with the Royals right now, though, I just dropped my phone. Okay, sorry. Royals right now, weak contact, in my opinion. I'm not seeing a whole lot that I like. They're low on base percentage. Kauffman, as like the stadium as a whole, it's not necessarily like a pitcher's park, but I like to think that it kind of like keeps home run or keeps balls in play rather than sailing them out, essentially. Favors teams that grind runs and play small ball, basically, in my opinion. That's the best way that I can put it, Kauffman. I've never been there, but like majority of the games, if you've watched, obviously, in terms of like totals and stuff like that, typically lean that way. Obviously, like I said, Houston in this kind of day and age, whatever, they're like playing really, really good small ball. Teams who play small ball win games. Phillies, they're working on it. Reds, they're working on it. Teams like Yankees, they don't need small ball. They just hit ball, go, boom. Basically, apparently. As far as like Altuve and Jordan goes right now, I like where they're at. They're 9th in runs, or 9th in run/hit ratio. They're an efficient offense. I just don't think the Royals can match that right now, given that the situational execution from that matter. I think the close game favors Houston more. So I guess you could say that I lean under. I wasn't able to track this through Rithmm, but I guess you could say that I do lean under. I guess we can kind of see what Rithmm says. We don't have anything for that one, which is fine. But it actually has over for cautions, which is fine because if it's caution, that means it's kind of on our side, sort of, whatever. 50-50, 51-49 kind of beat. But yeah, Astros full game, I have it for -114 placed on Bali. Astros first 5 innings, -108 placed on Bali. So I guess it's 3rd place, 2nd place, whatever you want to call it. And both are to win a half a unit. But obviously, my plan for the game is to win a full unit as a whole in that game, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does, though. So, other play next game, I have going into Milwaukee and Cardinals. I believe this game is in St. Louis. So, let's see. going back to my props because I do have a prop for this. I wonder if it has the recommendation on here for this one. That'd be amazing. Yes, sir. Oh, and we got amazing CLB on this one. This is gorgeous, you guys. All right. Whoa. Does that say 5.8, I think? Yes, it does. 5.8. All right. I love this. See, this is my confirmation, right? This is why we do it. This is why we play the game. This is why we gamble. All right. I love his overcase here personally. So far, he's very, very, very good ELO and very good whiff rate. Obviously, despite stretching back out into a starter, which he's still learning the grips of. Neutral matchup, in my opinion, kind of makes me think that he can go over this line, even though that I have it at plus money because I think I got this. Let me check. I have this at plus 104. And obviously now we have over 4.5 for minus 102. I'd say we have decently good hit rate, you know? And obviously, dude's like shoving right now. We have 4 here. We have 7 here. I mean, it's gradually gotten better, but I mean, last week only touched 6, but that's against the Mets. Phillies are a high strikeout team right now. Pirates can't hit. Angels, like I said earlier, dude, they're stealing signs. Signs might be here. I'm not going to lie to you guys. We might need to start an investigation. This is getting pretty weird. But yeah, over Rithmm projects 5.8. I like this a lot. Honestly, there's an either pretty solid chance that he either touches 6, honestly. And in my opinion, Brewers aren't that flashy. In terms of like a regression standpoint, I didn't really look into that angle, to be honest with you. But we can. So in terms of the last couple, yeah, they've put up basically 5 against the Giants, 2 against Giants, 11 against the Giants. Okay. And then so on and so forth. So they've been pretty hot. Obviously, it doesn't have much to do with like strikeouts as a whole. But offense, I mean, they've been firing all cylinders coming against a team like the Giants, especially at home. Road stint, weather might be a factor. I don't know. But yeah, 4.5. I'll take the over. And thanks to Rithmm, obviously, we have it at plus 104, tracked on Caesars. So I'm going to check out a little bit of odds here. So now we have even money at MGM. There you go. So you can get even money at MGM if you want to. It's not like I don't. It's not like I don't. I don't bet MLB or anything. But you can ride if you want to. Otherwise, what are you watching for? You're just going to make fun of me the whole time. It's fine. Next play. All right. Let's see here. Pods money line, the Fathers, the Padres. Padres money line, tad bit juicy. I don't like the idea of fading Baz and backing Michael King so far. Michael King's 3-0 though. I really, 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 really like Michael King. So Padres money line. I have this one. Excuse me, minus 142 on FanDuel right now. I did it to win. I think it would have won like 75, 3/4 of a unit. So Padres money line. Let's see. Rays here coming off of back-to-back dubs. Shane Baz, like I said earlier, dude's kind of a stud. Not gonna lie. However, Tatis, Machado, Cronzo, they're tough. I like Padres a lot this year, just to like in a future standpoint to like look into winning their division, because I like the idea of fading the Dodgers, because if you fade the Dodgers, that means any team that you're backing against the Dodgers will have value almost. In terms of a price, I should say. But Michael King is, I guess, he's part of the reason why that I'm backing the Padres, but it's not necessarily the complete reason. Padres at home have literally been an absolute wagon, dude. They're 12-1 this year so far at home. Okay. In addition to that, though, obviously King, he's been amazing. Strong numbers against Tampa Bay, really good history against Tampa Bay. And as in terms of like a historical standpoint, King has held the Rays overall from a career to batting 192, batting average, batting 192. It's kind of gross. An average of 26 at bats. Filthy, right? Meanwhile, Baz, on the other hand, obviously has pretty much struggled with the Padres, and especially this year. He's allowed about 4 walks in 2 of his 4 starts, and honestly, I just kind of sense some sort of regression to Baz, if you can kind of call it that. I would like him to fall behind in some counts, and obviously Padres take advantage of that, leads to balls inside the zone, and then they just start cranking them out and rake it, which is why I like the Padres. So I took them minus 142, like I said, on FanDuel. Really good value on Rays. I don't really hate it, but then again, meh. Let me see. So obviously, I think the Padres right now are currently like first in their division in the West, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Are they? Or are they? Is it Giants? I don't know. I don't think that matters right now. Whatever. But obviously, with Tatis leading pretty much the team in batting, just about everything in terms of home runs, in terms of RBIs, in terms of batting average, I'm pretty sure he leads across the board there. I just, like I said, best home team. They're a wagon. It's a City Connect night. They have pretty cool highlighter uniforms that I personally am not a fan of, but they get the job done. Okay, so that's pretty much that. Padres money line once again. 2 plays kind of converted into one. It's the one game tonight that I have 2 units relying on. Okay, so let me pull up here. We're going to be in Arizona for this one. And I have Braves, Diamondbacks over 8.5 even money on MGM. Okay. As well as Braves money line minus 127 placed on Bali. Both to win 1 unit. Game as a whole to win 2 units. We might get there. So let's see. Scroll down here. They like Diamondbacks and a caution. Still some cautions in the over, but it still likes the over somewhat. Okay. So Braves, obviously we know how they started off this year. Not really the best team, but since then they've obviously turned some things around. The second in the majors in terms of OPS, and over the last week, they're second in OPS this last week. Sorry, not whatever. You guys get it. Obviously, which is the expectation for this team, obviously, compared to how they've been hitting the last couple of years, whatever. And obviously today, Diamondbacks are third in OPS, and percentage of first innings with like basically a run scored right now. They're a hot team in terms of like putting up runs early, like first 5, first like inning, like literally, like they're getting after it. So, and obviously looking at the starting rotation, I never even thought I would say this, but I mean, Chris Sale, Zach Gallen, they're struggling. In my opinion, I've said this ever since pretty much he's been in the league. Gallen, I think, is one of the most overrated pitchers in the entire league. I'm not a fan. I don't like him at all. Sale, on the other hand, literally the former Cy Young winner, he's been awful. Like literally awful. It sucks because I actually like Chris Sale, but like 6.5 ERA right now, OBA of 3.13 through 5 starts. Gallen is also having, like I said, horrid year as expected. 5.6 ERA, 1.43 WHIP across 5 starts, like similar to Sale. Gallen's also, like I said, he's been getting rocked early on, posting a 10.80 ERA with an OBA of 3.33 within the first 2 innings. So And I guess, and like this is probably more so making you guys wonder, well, why do you have full game? Because the bullpens really aren't that much better. However, I honestly expect Gallen and Sale to kind of be out there a decent while. Like Gallen outs, I honestly liked Gallen outs tonight. I'm not going to lie to you. That's one thing we can check real fast. Let me see. Because that was like, what, 17? Yeah, 62.9% win probability. Dude, we might have found our Rithmm exclusive, you guys. Uh-oh. Hit this line 2 consecutive starts. Uh-oh. Minus 130, kind of juicy. Whatever. We'll take it, though. We'll ride it for fun. Who cares? You know what? Let's do it. Yeah. Gallen over out 17 and a half. I'll take that. I'll take that chance. Let me go. Let me see. So obviously he's been okay within the last few years, and like we know that. This year, obviously, he's 1-3. Like I said, we already went through his ERA and everything like that. But I mean, it's like one of his like worst starts of any season that he's ever had. But that being said, I still think that he can at least get to like 6 innings today. I mean, that seems kind of out of reach a little bit, but they rely on him a lot, especially to go deep, with regardless of how he's playing or regardless of how he's pitching. Despite him pitching 14 outs against whoever that was Baltimore, which Baltimore probably shredded him that day, I think, if I remember correctly. He's tossed 6 innings in 3 of his 5 starts, 2 consecutively, like we were just saying. Last outing allowed 6 runs across the plate, and now I still think he gets to 6. That's all we need. 6 innings. Just give me 6 innings. So I think I'm banking on a little bit of 3rd consecutive there. So I'll take that. I'll take that bet for over 17 and a half. In terms of like full game over, I kind of like the first 5. I didn't even pay attention to the first 5. You can get an even 4 for minus 130 right now. You know what? That's what we will do. Because I think we get there too. So yeah, over 4 minus 130 first 5. To win a half unit, I think, because I already have 2 pending on this game. But I really, really, really like the fact of an early run explosion. And then we have full game. So let me go. Well, honestly, in terms of like full game, if depending on the roof, I think the wind is supposedly blowing into right center. Obviously, like we've already talked, it's a hitter's park. Chase Field is, by far a hitter's park, and over has pretty much hit 6 of the last 10 is what I'm seeing right here. For the price of it, I think that it's definitely worth it, especially for even money, given that the 2 pitchers right now. We might hit the over before both of them are taken out. Like we'll just leave it at that. So I like my chances there with that one. And as well as Braves money line in terms of that. Honestly, like I said, I don't like the way either pitcher is really going right now. In my opinion, I'm really just hoping for the totals bets that I have to hit because those are ones I'm really capping the most here. But I think Braves offense has a slight edge here. If you look at last year, I think they played 4 games here, and Atlanta's obviously like 6-2 in their last 8 games. I guess I like Sale better than I like Gallen. Cy Young for a reason, obviously. But yeah, I think the Braves just get to him earlier than Diamondbacks will get to Sale. I think there's going to be runs either way, though. So main play is a total. If you really want to, sprinkle Braves for half a unit, but really play the totals, I would say, in my opinion. I probably did some poor unit management there because I didn't really look at first 5 ahead of time, but that's where I stand. All right, last play of the night, and then we'll recap everything and then go on with our days. Let me see with our props again. We're going strikeouts in Chicago and Athletics. The Sacramento, Oakland, Las Vegas Athletics. Okay, so we have a caution sign on Sevi. I do have his over tonight. I have over 5.5 for plus 108. And right now it looks like the best price still might be 108. Yeah, 108 at FanDuel. So I think I had FanDuel. I had on FanDuel. But yes, slight confirmation, slight somewhat, projects 6.2. Meh, muscle man. Yeah, we'll take that. 1 strikeout in his last outing. Okay. If anything, when I look at pitchers and I look at like props and stuff like that, I love these kind of overs here. Okay. In terms of that, he's at like 22.9% right now in his last 19 starts. Especially since he's like starting to mix in his cutters and his sliders a lot more like now. At home, I give him a slight edge there. And then obviously I kind of like, given the price, I have this price like projected at like a minus like 112, 114 range. And like I said, given that Rithmm has him at 6.2, I love that edge. Given the home advantage, like he said, the White Sox, terrible, poor hitting team who have not hit their team total in so. I forget. Someone sent me that stat and it was absolutely absurd. But yeah, I like the idea of backing Severino here in this spot. So over 5.5 plus 108 on FanDuel if you have it. So that's 8 bets that I have for tonight. I'm going to recap shortly before we head out of here. Cubs have scored again since I've started the stream. That is ridiculous, you guys. This just means that we're so due for this late window slate, I swear. So start from the beginning again. Pablo Lopez under 6.5 minus 120 on Bet365. Astros full game money line minus 114 to win a half a unit on Bali. Astros first 5 money line for minus 108 to win a half a unit also on Bali. Matthew Liberatore over 4.5 strikeouts plus 104 on Caesars to win a full unit. Playing for a unit. Padres money line minus 142 to win 3/4 of a unit to win 75. And then 2 unit plays here with Braves, Diamondbacks over 8.5 for even money on MGM to win a unit. And then Braves money line minus 127 on Bali to win a unit. And then first 5 over 4, even 4, minus 130 on ESPN Bet to win a half a unit. So that's one of the Discord exclusives there. And then Zach Gallen out over 17.5 as well. Can't forget that. And then lastly, Severino over 5.5 Ks plus 108 on FanDuel. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead and track these. Because I have this one to win. Yes. And then let's go to back out of this game. Go to Diamondbacks. Did this also to win. Except I did this to win a unit. So let's do this. Okay, so there's those. Did I track Liberatore already? I don't think I did. Somewhat. Did I? No, I didn't. I need to edit my thing to win a unit. That way I can stop having to enter this in manually. But yeah. I love the way Rithmm props are doing right now. So I'm like I said, I don't want to say I'm giving them a chance because I've pretty much played them all year. Just haven't really tracked them. Because I think I want to get a feel for how they ran first. But yeah, historically they've done pretty good for the most part. So do recommend checking it out if you haven't. Holy run line minus 1.5. Wow. But yeah, 8 bets tonight, 9 technically if you count the Gallon. We ride. Like I said, haven't won a bet in 2 days. Like we're overdue at this point. Okay. Hopefully Phillies come back to give us that win. there was a lot of speculation on backing Taijuan Walker, but it is what it is. Cubs are a good team. I like the Cubs. It's okay. But other than that, you guys, that is going to do it for me tonight. I hope you guys enjoy another episode of Rithmm Lab, and I'll try to see you back here next week. I honestly don't know what the schedule looks like ahead of time, but we'll figure something out. If not, and yeah, that's like I said, that's pretty much it. So DM's always open, same as always. Discord's always open. You guys know where to find me. I'm in the server. I'm pretty active in there. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. Okay. And other than that, that'll do it. I appreciate you guys hanging out. I'll see you next week, maybe. Peace.